evening, race fans, and welcome to the show. Tonight we have a good one here. It is race number 10 of the American Sim Racing Club Street Stock Series here at Five Flags Speedway. Practice wrapping on up here, and we head right into qualifying. So we will take a look at cars heading to the Speedway here. One of the first to head out on track. It is the 13 machine of Zach Coyer. Coyer rocking a little bit different look here tonight in the 13 machine, but at the stripe, the 13 is on the clock here in qualifying. Through 1 and 2, and you can kind of already see here tonight, these street stocks going to be slipping and sliding around the Five Flags Speedway. 125 laps will be the distance here tonight, so drivers are going to have to manage those tires under these big, heavy race cars here. It should be a fun one to watch. Zach Coyer, lap number 1, will be an 18.91. I'll put him P number 4 here at the moment. Right now, Chuck Darling with the quick time in 18.65. Coyer to the stripe for the final time here in qualifying, lap number 2 of 2. He will improve in 18.78. I'll put him to P number 8 here as Chase Swank goes to the top of the board. Andrew Payne up to second. Matt Modulewski will slot into P number 7. Right now, Chase Swank here on the pole. As we take a look here, it's the 86 machine of Stephen Hoffman. So we will see what Hoffman can do. Has yet to take any of his laps here tonight. Currently, 18 cars have taken a time of the 24. Right now, it is the 19 car on the cut line for the invert. Of course, like we've had all season long, top 12 will be inside the invert here. So we will see where Stephen Hoffman will go. Hoffman, lap number 1. He will go to P number 10. That will bump the 19 car out. Now Tim Rogers is on the cut line. Hoffman there, lap number 1, 18.70 for the 86. Hoffman will look to improve here on lap number 2, but time's very, very tight, especially inside the top 10, separated by less than a tenth of a second. Stephen Hoffman, lap number 2, will be an 18.71, so will not improve. Now we take a look here at the 44 machine. It is Zach Nichols. Nichols will go quick time lap number 1, an 18.55 for the 44 machine. And it looks like Zach Nichols says that's good enough for him. He will shut it on down, bring it down to pits. And here tonight, with a new paint scheme, Zach Nichols will walk away with the Quick Time Award. So once again, congrats to Zach with that as he picks up yet another pole award here in the American Sim Racing Club. So Zach Nichols, even though he would start 12th, he, of course, won at Las Vegas, so he will start at the tail end of a deep field here tonight. As like I said, 24 cars getting ready to do battle. It should be a good one here. As we get a little bit 2-minute warm-up here just to get things on, ready to rock and roll. Here is some information at the track here in Pensacola, Florida. It is Five Flags Speedway, a half mile here, and it looks like another hot Florida day. Track temperature already up to 124 degrees. Weather temperature, though, pretty nice out. 65 degrees, so that track is definitely hot. And these cars, if they weren't already slipping and sliding before, they will definitely be with that track temperature. Yeah, that's a great question there. We had a question there in the chat for the most ever polls. And I think with the inverts, it of course doesn't do the number 100% because with the invert, it actually scores whoever is in 12th with the pole. But I believe, unofficially, I believe it is Zach Nichols with the most ever poles, because I think in these last couple of seasons he has racked up over, I want to say, 15 or so, and with that, that'll put him in the lead with, I want to say he's right around in the ballpark, about 35 poles in his career, if not even more. The second most then would be Andrew Payne at 33, Brett Hahn in third with 25, and we got to go all the way to Hayden Swank back with 15, Ron Hart 14, Tanner Tallarico with 12, Dave Payne with 11, and then Tim Rogers, the only other driver with double-digit pole awards. So Zach Nichols, of course, shattering records here and adding to them. Looking to add to some more tonight with a checkered flag. He has to go through the field. But speaking about the field, let's go through tonight's starting lineup here at Five Flag Speedway. So here we go. We get ready to turn them on loose. So tonight's starting lineup will look like the following. Matt Moduleski, he led the field to the green flag and feature number 2 last night in the Supers. Gonna do the same here tonight in the street stocks. Stephen Hoffman in the 86 will start on the outside of the front row in that 86 machine. Jimmy Gauker in the 2 machine will start P number 3 into his outside. Rolling off fourth will be the purple Peep leader, the 35 of Hayden Swank. Pete Dillon in the 7 machine will start P number 5, and Zane Cruz in the 31 will start P number 6. AJ Cruz in the 57 machine will roll off 7th and 8th, going to the 38 of Dave Payne. Chuck Darling in the 88 will start in 9th. Andrew Payne in the 93 will roll off and round out our top 10. Chase Swank in the 40 will start 11th, and Zach Nichols would start 12th here tonight, but he has to go tail end of the field with winning last week, or 2 weeks ago, at Las Vegas. Rolling off 13th will be the 48 car of Tim Rogers here, and 14th is Dominic Villanuevo in the 19. Anthony Danta in the 9 car will start 15th, 16th going to Caleb Ramsey in the 41. Zach Hoyer in the 13 machine will start 17th, 18th going to Terrence Watson in the 77. JT Batson in the 014 will roll off 19th, and 20th going to Ryan Hunt in the 8. Kyle Mackey in the 018 will start 21st, 22nd going to John Perriall in the 84. Tanner Tallarico, of course, admitting here tonight. TJ Hassan in the 14 will start 24th, and then 25th and shotgun on the field would be the 2 car of John DeMeester. So here we go. This time by, we get the 1 to go signal here, so fans up on their feet, waving whatever they got, because next time by, we are turning these boys loose for 125 laps here at Five Flag Speedway. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this was actually the exact front row of feature number 2 last night in the Supers, with Moduleski leading and Stephen Hoffman to his outside. But here we go. This front row ready to rock and roll the iRace pace truck off and on pit road. So Matt Moduleski on the loud pedal here, and we go green flag racing here in the street stocks at Five Flags. The field will dive down into turn number 1. Jimmy Gauker up into second. Side-by-side battle for third as Stephen Hoffman losing a little bit of ground there in lane number 2. Looks like his car will push on up a little bit more. We'll lose third to the 7 car of Pete Dillon. Now here comes the 31 of Zane Cruz. Same with the 57 of AJ Cruz as well. Top 3 single filed out. Everything else further on back. Everyone's still fighting very, very hard for each and every position out on the racetrack. Dave Payne just getting around Hayden Swank. Swank will slot in on that bottom side, so the 35 machine finally finds an opening all the way back in P number 9. Stephen Hoffman still has yet to find an opening. He started on the outside of the front row, finally able to get on down. He will slide, though, all the way back to P number 6 here. So top 10 pretty much single filed out here at the moment. Take a look at a side-by-side battle here. Terrence Watson in the 77 looking to the outside of Andrew Payne. Watson will slot on down. Here comes now Zach Coyer on the move here in the 13. Coyer will get around the 40 machine of Chase Swink. So Zach Coyer still on a mission. And yeah, throughout the field here, everyone mind their P's and Q's. I think everyone knows that this will be a long race here tonight. And I mentioned before in practice, these guys are going to have to take care of their cars, take care of those tires, as we see a pretty good battle here for the 4th position. Zane Cruz was able to get around the 57 machine. Then AJ Cruz will look to get back around. AJ into the back of Zane a little bit there at the apex of 1 and 2. That actually got the 57 machine a little bit sideways, so we'll have to re-rack, restack, and try and get back to the back bumper. We'll do that very quickly as he will take a peek into turn number 1 once again. Let's ride on board with Zane Cruz here, looking on back to that 57 machine. And as we jump on board, of course, now Zane able to get a little bit of breathing room there from the 57, but that 57 of AJ Cruz driving that car in pretty deep. He's able to make up a little bit of ground on corner entry. It seems like each and every corner. As we see right there, another kind of half car length eating on away from that 31 here. But out in front, Matt Modulewski, I believe, led his career best laps last night with the super late models. And here, he might try and match it or even beat it here with the street stocks, as Matt Modulewski has led every lap so far here tonight. True, it's only been a 10th of the race, but if this thing goes green to the end, you know, you want to be around that top 5 when it counts. A little bit of update from the guy that started shotgun on the field, Zach Nichols. He is up to P number 18, so of course started 24th here, has made up 6th position so far in the first 12 laps completed here. So that's a pretty good pace to continue to notch his way through the field, but as he can kind of see in front of him, the field's starting to spread on out this top, I want to say, top 10 or so in their own group, kind of running the same pace. Then 12th and 13th of Hayden Swink, Andrew Payne kind of taking it really easy here, trying to manage their stuff. As we see AJ Cruz back to P number 4 here, able to complete the pass there on Zane Cruz. No battles out on the Speedway currently. Everyone running single file here, running their race pace. And race pace definitely off of what we saw in qualifying. Last time by, most cars were in either the low 19.3s or the high 19.2s. So about half a second off of what we saw in qualifying. So everyone definitely minding their stuff here, at least for the time being. I say let's ride on board with Zach Coyer. Let's see what he is seeing out the nose of that car, and you can see cars very, very close to each other. So let's take a few laps around the Five Flag Speedway here in the street stocks. As you can see, Zach Coyer all over the back bumper of Terrence Watson on entry. Then of course, with that, has to wait to get on the throttle until the car in front of him kind of does, or else he can run him on over. So definitely a game of cat and mouse here, as what kind of pace you are willing to run without burning up these tires, because there's still over 100 laps left in this one. As we take a look up towards the front here, AJ Cruz has driven on up into a podium spot here in the 57. So AJ looking pretty sporty here at the moment. Let's see what he can do as he tries to run down now the 2 machine of Jimmy Gowker. Oh, as one car sideways into turn number 1. That was the 38 machine of Dave Payton. Payton will keep that thing off the wall. Looks like no damage to the 38. Won't lose all his track position, but will lose a couple spots with that, as that will be our first Boardwalk Subs caution flag of the evening. So let's take a look here, see what the cause of it was. As going into turn number 1 here, Terrence Watson has a good run there, and just barely gets into the left rear there of Dave Payton. Payton will slide that car up towards the wall, but like I said, did a great job of keeping it off the wall and keeping it from spinning down back into traffic. So a great save there by the 38 machine, and that can mean all right, so once again, the 53 machine, he got some practice with this last night and will get the same as well. Matt Modulewski will have the choose here at the stripe, and an interesting choice, going to choose the outside lane here. So the field going to re-rack, restack, and get ready to get back to green flag racing here, as lights are out around the 5 Flag Speedway here. So we are going green next time by. Modulewski and Gowker make up the front row here. The black 53 machine going to be in control. Matt Modulewski on the loud pedal here, and we head back to green flag racing with now under 100 laps left in this one. Matt and Jimmy get a good start there, able to get clear, able to get single file, make it single file for now the top 4 as the first side-by-side. Once again, Stephen Hoffman stuck up in lane number 2. Hoffman maybe had a split second to get down to the bottom, but that will get filled on up with the 13 machine of Zach Coyer. As one car with some heavy damage here, the 84 machine of John Perrialt. Looks like Perrialt's night, we'll see if he will try and continue here, but some heavy left front damage for the 84 machine. Out in front though, the field quickly getting back to single file action. First side-by-side battles here. Deep in the field, outside of the top 10 here for, I believe, 14th on the Speedway. Is the 55 on the car, the 40 in the timing scoring of Chase Swank up top. Down low, the 9 car of Anthony Dan to them. Right behind them, Zach Nichols and Ryan Hunt side by side. Further up to the front here, Pete Dillon able to get up to P number 2. So Dillon able to get around Jimmy Gowker. Same with AJ Cruz. As we head back here to that battle further on back. Cars all over the track there on the front straightaway. They will keep things rolling there, but I think Tim Rogers up in lane number 2 now. I think that was the red car of Zane Cruz that was way low on the racetrack there off of turn number 4. As one car sideways here off of turn number 4. Kyle Mackey involved, John DeMeester, same with Chase Swank. So our second Boardwalk Subs caution of the evening coming on out, and this one will be a multi-car incident, as we'll take a look, see what happened here. And it may have started with the 55 machine. No, the 018 of Kyle Mackey. Looks like Mackey maybe onto the apron here, so we'll keep an eye on this. So the 018 machine of Kyle Mackey. Oh, he gets loose just on corner entry, so that car just gets loose on him. Maybe overdrove it, but then gets on the apron. That will unload the left side there, and that's what causes that 018 machine to shoot right. And Chase Swank having no time to react. Then after that, it is a sideways car, and everyone else just trying to hang on to it, trying to make their way through the wreck. And looks like John DeMeester will get a piece of it with the right front. TJ Hassan as well in the 14 going to get a piece of the action as well. So 4 cars with some damage. Looks like 3 of them down on pit road to try and get some damage repaired. And I know I mentioned it a little bit last night, but I'll mention it a few times here tonight. ASRC has announced that they are doing a snowball derby. It will be January 9th and 10th. Open to anyone and everyone. There will be an entry fee with that for the big time prize purses that we will try and put on up. So that's going to be a big show, big deal, and should be some great racing. 300 laps here in the super late models around this place. Always puts on a good show. As this time by Matt Modulewski looks like we'll choose the inside lane, so that'll put Pete Dillon outside of the front row, as the rest of the field here will double on up, and we get ready to head back to green flag racing here. So I had a pretty good green flag run to kick off the race. Since then, kind of 2 quick cautions here within 10 laps of each other. We'll see if that will be the case or if we get another long green flag run. But here we go. Matt Modulewski on the loud pedal here, and we get back to green flag racing. Modulewski not able to get clear of Dillon there down the front straightaway, so he will have to keep that 53 machine pinned down a little bit on corner exit. Still side by side for the race lead. Not anymore. Pete Dillon will slot into P number 2. Won't lose any spots that time, with starting on the outside of the front row. Side by side for quite a few cars here deeper in the field. Looks like AJ Cruz now trying to get up to P number 2. So Cruz, of course, in the invert here and driving his way up through the field. He is now up to P number 2, I think started in the 7th spot, so that 57 machine looks pretty sporty, as well as the 13 is Zach Coyer. Coyer trying to get 3rd away from now Pete Dillon. And it looks like Coyer there off of turn number 4 will be able to complete the pass here. So Zach Coyer up into 3rd, AJ Cruz into P number 2. Dave Payne able to get down on the bottom side here right in front of him. Andrew Payne, he has been marching his way through the field. Took it easy there on the opening stint. Has since started to work his way through the field. Payne up to P number 7. As Dave Payne able to get up into 8th. Here comes Zane Cruz with the crossover. Cruz trying to put the power down, won't quite be able to do it, so Payne will hang on to P number 8 right where he started here tonight. Right behind them, Anthony Danta able to complete the pass there, so the 9 car into the top 10 for the first time here tonight. A little Zach Nichols update. He is up to P number 12, so Nichols continues to pick them up and put them down here As out in front, was there a bumper given? I don't know, but those two cars very, very close for the race lead as Matt Modulewski has a mirror full of that 57. 45 laps already completed here tonight, so these laps flying on by. Of course, you do about 3 laps in a span of a minute here, so that just goes to show how quick the pace is, even in the street stocks around the Five Flag Speedway. AJ Cruz still putting all sorts of pressure on our race leader, but so far, Matt Modulewski has yet to crack, doing a great job at hanging on to the race lead. We now see Andrew Payne here trying to get around Jimmy Gallagher. Going to be able to do that just in 1 and 2. So Payne up into the top 5 here. So keep an eye on this red and blue 93 machine. That thing is looking sporty. One of the fastest cars out on track currently. AJ Cruz gets a good run there off of turn number 4. Almost thought about firing it to the inside of the 53. We'll think better of it, at least this time here. So Cruz trying to figure out where he can beat the 53, and it seems like AJ Cruz really good at getting off of turn number 4 here tonight. A big time battle here right behind Zach Nichols. Caleb Ramsey here trying to work to the outside in that 41. Tim Rogers in the 48 down low here. Those two still side by side. It looks like they will lean on each other a little bit. As it seems like Zach Nichols right in front of them still has yet to turn up the pace here. As both cars sideways there, both the 48 and the 41. As Zach Nichols now under fire as caution, Dave Payton in the middle of the track. Wow, heads up field, as it looks like Payton will get that car rolling onto pit road, but man, having to make some split-second decisions there. So we take a look here, see what happened to the 38 machine. Payton was running in the 8th position here currently, so let's see what happens to the 38 going into turn number 3. Looks like Stephen Hoffman off the gas early to give Jimmy Gallagher some room, and then looks like the 19 machine just puts the nose to the inside of the 38, and then looks like gets into the inside wall, and then the rest of the field heads up. Woo! I don't know how Dave Payton didn't get smoked there, but luckily everyone looking past their hood pins there, and no harm, no foul, but still some damage to the 38 machine, now being involved in his 2nd caution of the night. It looks like here Chase Swank gonna be the lucky dog here this time by, so that'll put once again 23 cars up on the lead lap here. As I believe next time by, Matt Modulewski will have the choose, and I think with us going green next time by with the field side by side, I think we let the cars do the talking here on a restart. Do a little turn 3, turn it up for our 3rd restart of the night. But of course, let's see where Matt chooses. The first caution, he chose the outside. 2nd one chose the inside. Where does he go this time is 1 for 1. As it looks like Matt will choose the inside lane here, so that'll put AJ Cruz on the outside of the front row, as everyone else will double on up, and we get ready to listen to the action of street stocks here at Five Flag Speedway. So let's do a little turn 3, turn it up here tonight. As we get a caution here on the Speedway, I think it involved the 84 machine of John Perrialt. So Perrialt now going to be adding to the damage here of the 84 machine. Looks like no nose on that car. As we will take a look, see what happened to the 84 here. I believe off of turn number 4. Almost 3 wide racing action there. As we see Dave Payne looking to the inside there of the 84. And then those two cars will make contact and send Perrialt to the outside wall. As our 4th caution coming out here on the night just before the halfway point in this one. And I tell you what, AJ Cruz had to start on the outside of the front row, and kind of similar to what we saw to Stephen Hoffman, lost a lot of track position trying to get down back to that bottom side. He is now currently in the 6th position, so a tough break there for the 57, but still has some time to get up through the field here. As actually last time by there at the stripe, the field saw the cross flags here, so we are now halfway through tonight's racing action. Matt Modulewski will have the choose here at the stripe, and now he's going to go 2 for 2 on choices, because this time by going to choose the outside lane here. So now put Zach Coyer on the inside of the front row as the lights will go on out. As it looks like one car getting the way around here. I believe that is the 018 machine of Kyle Mackey. So now we'll put 22 cars on the lead lap as here we go. Matt Modulewski on the loud pedal once again, and we head back to green flag racing. Modulewski able to get a great start there, able to get clear Coyer by the time to get to turn number 1. So then the battle is on for that 3rd position here. Andrew Payne on the inside lane, Pete Dillon up top in the 7. Further on back there, side by side, about 4 rows deep. As we see Payne able to get clear, we look back at that side-by-side battle. That is now Zach Nichols making his way through the field here. He is inside the top 10, trying to work over AJ Cruz in that 57 here. Right behind them, Zane Cruz and Anthony Danta. Contact for the race lead. Matt Modulewski, Zach Coyer get together. Somehow the field will keep it facing the right direction. But man, Zach Coyer will lose out quite a few positions as he will drop all the way back to 10th. And Matt Modulewski will lose the lead. Andrew Payne will take over the point now. Andrew Payne. It has been a little bit since that 93 has been to victory lane. He has one of the most ticks in the win column. He currently sits 4th overall here, just 2 spots behind Ron Hart. So a win tonight would be big for the 93 car. As still side by side for that second position, Matt Modulewski trying to get back around. One car stopped there on the apron. That might have been the 013 machine, but Modulewski able to get clear back in a second. Now he has to do something he hasn't done all night long and run down a car in front of him. Right behind him, Jimmy Gauker making his way back through the field. We saw him fade at the start, trying to maybe save his stuff, able to march back on through, trying to get that 3rd position away from that 7 car. Still up top, the 53 machine of AJ Cruz. He has an opening to get down to the bottom side finally, and it looks like he will take that opportunity. So AJ Cruz in 10th, able to finally find a hole and get down to that bottom side here tonight. Zach Hoyer here trying to make his way back through the field. He is up to 9, trying to get 8th position away from the 9 car of Anthony Danta. So those two will go side by side up in front of them. Of course, all single filed out here tonight. Looks like Danta will be able to hang on to that spot, at least for the time being. Danta, though, with a great run, able to now look to the inside of the 31. As OP Dillon sideways up in lane number 2. Not sure if he got moved up out of the lane or just got loose, but Pete Dillon going to be on the wrong side of the freight train. A lot of cars down on that inside lane as we see the 31 machine fill in that hole down on that bottom side. With that, Zach Nichols, he is up into the top 5 here tonight. Has to get around 3 more teammates in front of him, as well as Stephen Hoffman and Andrew Payne. But everyone has since single filed out here at the Five Flag Speedway. So let's say we take a look here from the stands, take a look at the race in action, what it would be like here at the track. So we take a seat here high in the grandstands as they make their way to turn number 1 here. Oh, Zach Nichols gets a shot in the shorts there from Pete Dillon. Dillon gets sideways. That will check up the inside lane, and it looks like could be the big beneficiary from that, the 57 machine of AJ Cruz. Zane Smith able to get clear from Pete Dillon here. Now it is Dillon and Coyer side by side. Cars starting to very much so slip and slide around this racetrack here tonight. It is still 45 laps to go left in this one, so we head back a little bit deeper in the field, just outside of the top 10 here, as Caleb Ramsey, Tim Rogers do get on out. Rogers up in lane number 2, Ramsey down low. And right now they got a rolling roadblock in front of them with Cruz and Dillon side by side. Tim Rogers able to get back to the bottom side, at least for the time being, behind the 41 machine. So Chuck Darling, though, will sail it on in there. We'll get to the inside of the 48, so Rogers may have to go on the defense even more here now with the 88 machine. Best battle on the Speedway, definitely right here in this gaggle of race cars. Looks like Cruz will be able to get clear, so the 57 machine will try and set sail, but maybe not anymore, as the caution flag will fall for the 5th time here tonight. It looks like maybe the 2-car John DeMeester with some damage. Looks like no nose there on the 2 machine, so we will take a look, see what happened to the 2-car to bring out this 5th caution of the night. And kind of looks similar to the Kyle Mackey incident. The 2-car gets a little bit loose on corner entry. And then it looks like we'll get loose then off of turn number 4. We'll tag the inside wall and luckily keep it on down there out of harm's way. Yeah, tough break for John DeMeester. Got some of that damage earlier on in a previous caution. I'm sure that probably hasn't helped the handling of that race car. As with this, just under a 40-lap shootout left in this one, Andrew Payne will have to choose here at the start-finish line. It looks like Andrew Payne going to choose the inside lane here. So the rest of the field will double on up. We will get ready to go back green flag racing next time by as the lights go on out on top of the iRacing pace truck and around the 5 Flag Speedway. So it's going to be Payne and Modulewski on the front row here. Modulewski going to try and time it. Oh man, that will create a accordion through the field, but looks like everyone will keep it facing the right direction. That could have been very, very bad. As Andrew Payne out in front, side-by-side battle now for second. As Jimmy Gallagher, Matt Modulewski heads up racing for second. Those two dead even at the stripe. Maybe give the advantage by inches to the 2 machine. Right now, Matt Modulewski, he's looking for a podium here. Has been inside of it all night long. As he will drive it in there deep, overshoot the corner, 4-wheel drift it, but he will keep it underneath him. That now opens up the door now for Zach Nichols, as Nichols will try and take that spot away. Modulewski will have an opening to get down to the bottom side, but now Zach Nichols up into a podium spot with about 35 to go here at the stripe. Zach Nichols now to the inside of Jimmy Gallagher. Side-by-side battle here for the runner-up spot as they will dive down into turn number 1. 1 car sideways there off of turn number 2. That is the 8 machine of Ryan Hunn. Hunn will be stopped here. We'll try and flip that car on around. Looks like Hunn will get that car rolling, so we will stay green just as the field will start to catch the 8 car. While we were looking at the 8 there, Zach Nichols able to complete the pass here, so the 44 machine will now try and track down Andrew Payne. Here a little bit deeper in the field, some side-by-side racing action here, as now Zane Cruz trying to get around Matt Modulewski for the 4th position. Then Zach Court continues to try and claw his way back through the field, currently trying to work over the 86 machine of Stephen Hoffman. Hoffman and Coyer will make contact. Here comes Hayden Swank. He will look to the inside. Swank will make it 3 wide. Man, that could have been bad, but luckily everyone with some heads up racing there. Looks like Coyer will be able to hang on to that spot. Right in front of them, it looks like Matt Modulewski will be able to get clear from the 31 machine. Now Anthony Danta going to try the high side and try and get around the 31. 30 laps to go here at the stripe. Got some great battles here throughout the field. As Zane Cruz, Anthony Danta side by side. This is a battle for a top 5 finish here currently tonight. As it looks like Danta will have the advantage. About a half a car length to the 9 car. Danta gets a great run off the corner. Almost able to get clear. As now Matt Modulewski moves up to lane number 2. So I think this high side here tonight starting to come on in as these tires are starting to wear on out. That high side allows you to have less wheel kind of at the apex and when you start putting on the power. So it seems like the high side might be starting to rock and roll as Danta very loose on the bottom side. Cars really starting to slip and slide around here tonight as these guys still have about 25 more to go. And I tell you what, these front two are on some killer pace. Andrew Payne and Zach Nichols, they have ran away from the field and now side by side for the race lead. Zach Nichols will clear Payne. They will make a little contact there. No harm, no foul. And new race leader Zach Nichols will take over the point right before we get the countdown clock here. So Nichols has driven from the back of the field now to the front. This time by at the stripe. We will get the countdown clock and 25 to go. And here we go. Hayden Swank once again going to make it 3 wide here. Anthony Danta up into the marbles. He will be the big loser out of that one as Hayden Swank now into the top 5. Anthony Danta, he might have that right rear on that 9 car starting to go away. That car looking more and more sideways. Wow, Zane Cruz, a big time moment there. He was able to hang on to that race car, but will lose some positions because of it. So we are starting to see who took care of their tires and who maybe didn't, as cars starting to get very sideways, especially down into turn number 3 here. As it looks like Danta now may lose a spot here to the 48 car of Tim Rogers. So Rogers will lean on the 9, a little bit of contact there. As Danta definitely struggling with the handling of that race car. You can see he is starting to Tokyo drift that car on corner entry, on corner exit. That 9 car is going to be a handful for these last 22 laps here. A little bit deeper in the field here, all sorts of cars doing battle here. Dave Payton able to get around the 77. AJ Cruz also in this mix. Same with Chase Swank as well. So all sorts of drivers here duking it on out, but currently out in front, Zach Nichols leading the way with 20 to go. He leads the way over Andrew Payne, then quite a bit of a gap back to Hayden Swank, who is now up into a podium spot. Right behind him, Stephen Hoffman trying to work over Jimmy Gauker for that 4th position here. Hoffman looks like will be able to clear the 2 car, as yeah, it looks like Gauker's car is starting to go away here. Tim Rogers has started to run down this top 5, so that 48 car looking very sporty here late in the going. The guy that led the most laps here tonight, Matt Modulewski, makes contact with Zach Coyer, and that will draw the caution here with about 18 to go. So we get our 6th Boardwalk Subs caution of the night, and let's take a look here to see what happened to send the 13 on around. So going into turn number 3 here, side by side, and oh, it looks like Matt Modulewski just ever so slightly gets loose to the outside of Coyer, and that will send the 13 machine on around. So that shows you just how on edge these race cars are, as it looks like Matt Modulewski will take the claim for that one. So the guy that led the field to the green will go to the end of the field late in this one. As I tell you what, some drivers happy to see that caution. That'll be the 35 machine of Hayden Swank up into 3rd. Same with the 48 of Tim Rogers. A few other cars making their way through the field here. Caleb Ramsey in the 41. He is up into 7th. Chuck Darling, he's back up into 8th here tonight. as I believe this will be about a 14 lap shootout left in this one. This time by, I think Zach Nichols gonna have the choose, I believe. Nope, it will be 2 to go, so that will make it a 13 lap shootout. So before we get ready to do that, a quick word from our partners over at Premier Setup Shops. So here we go, the field re-racked, restacked, and Zach Nichols will choose the inside lane, and we get ready to turn him on loose for a 13 lap shootout. It's going to be Nichols, Payne on the front row here. The 44 machine of Zach Nichols will fire on off. It looks like we'll be able to get clear of Andrew Payne. Will Payne be able to slot on in? Yes, he will. So the top 3 going to be single filed out as the rest of the field 2 by 2. Jimmy Gauker and Stephen Hoffman side by side for that 4th position. Oh, looks like trouble for the 7 car, Pete Dillon. He is slow up in lane kind of 3 and 4 up there off of turn number 4. Hayden Swank now to the inside of Andrew Payne. So Swank up into 2nd. Can he run down Zach Nichols? He has 11 more laps to try and do so. Further on back, Stephen Hoffman able to get around Jimmy Gauker. Now here comes Tim Rogers, going to try his magic up in lane number 2. Right behind them, Caleb Ramsey, Chuck Darling side by side. They will try and hope their driver in their lane is the one to be able to get clear, but right now give the advantage to the 48. Oh, as Ramsey into the back of Gauker. Gauker sideways. Ramsey, oh, still going to get some help. Those two definitely probably not happy with that move, as Caleb Ramsey into the back of the 2. That'll put Jimmy Gauker back to about 9th position here. Inside of 10 laps to go here this time by for Zach Nichols. It will now be 8 laps to go left in this one. Jimmy Gauker, that 2 car seems some sort of wounded here, as he has now fallen on back outside of the top 10. Right behind them, cars drifting on around here, as it looks like the 57 machine of AJ Cruz trying to get around the 19. As yeah, these guys just trying to hang on to their race cars here at the end of this one. Chuck Darling up into the top 5 as he tries to work around the 48 machine of Tim Rogers. You can see this field very, very much spread on out with the tire wear here tonight. So everyone just trying to baby their race cars to the checkered flag here. This could maybe help or hurt it as we get our 7th Boardwalk Sub caution of the evening, as the 19 machine of Dominic Villeneuve around here on the front stretch. We will take a look here, see what happened to the 19 machine. It looks like the 14 of TJ Hassan just gets in the left rear there of the 19. That will send that car spinning towards the inside wall. Looks like no real big time damage, just a little bit of nose crinkle there on the 19. And we will have to see how long this caution is. This could be our 1 attempt at a green-white checkered, depending on if this is a quickie caution or not, but at least at the moment it looks like this probably most likely will be our 1 attempt at a green-white checkered. So Sound like someone there down on the backstretch had the car against the rev limiter trying to use up some fuel. Not sure who it was, but here we go. It looks like we are going green here next time by, so the field will double on up. Zach Nichols will choose the inside lane, and here we go. I don't think this will be our one attempt at that green-white checkered, so. But with the amount of laps, it will be a natural green-white checkered, so if the field takes the white flag, we are racing back to the checkered. If we get a caution before the white, then we will head to our green-white checker. But here we go. Zach Nichols gets away with a great start. He will be able to get clear all by himself. Side by side for second here as Andrew Payne, Hayden Swank work for that position. Swank will be able to get clear of the 93. So quite a few cars sideways into turn number 3, but we will take the white flag. One more to go. Contact there. Tim Rogers, Caleb Ramsey goes sideways. Ramsey will lose quite a few positions there. It looks like everyone else looking all right. And off of turn number 4, Zach Nichols will go 2 in a row. And he will also sweep here at 5 flags. Wow, so that was a great race there. We definitely got to see who took care of their stuff and who didn't, as Zach Nichols will park it down in victory lane here at 5 flags. And I tell you what, folks, after this celebration, don't go anywhere. After a quick commercial break, we'll be back with our post-race show, talking with our top 3 finishers. As Zach Nichols will park it here right at the start-finish line. Like I said, folks, don't go anywhere. We got our post-race show coming up here after a quick commercial break.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Alrighty, we are back here. So the first driver we'll be talking to is our 3rd place finisher, that being the 93 machine of Andrew Payne. Andrew, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
I got a copy, Brett.
Alrighty, man. First and foremost, how we feeling after 125 laps here in the street stocks?
I actually feel really good. That race was really fun. I'm sure I probably could have saved a little bit more, but we were saving pretty early, so we weren't pushing super hard. So felt good. It's kind of hard to beat some of these guys who save better than I did, but feel good about the night, especially with how some of my last races went, and haven't been in a car on the sim in about a month. So feels good to be up here talking with you.
Yeah, I'm sure a good rebound. I know you probably really wanted that win to add another win to the win column here, but a podium overall, man, that's some good momentum, right?
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, I'm happy to finish races um, entirely. So, podium is really good. I want to win in the street stocks. I haven't won in them yet, so that's so far my one series I haven't gotten anything in uh, for a win, but we'll get there at some point. Top three is nothing to be upset about at all, though.
Yeah, not at all, man. And yeah, kind of a wild way to take the lead. I mean, what'd you think when you saw those two sideways in front of you and you're able to squeak on through on the high side?
I mean, I with how some of the racing was going early on, it doesn't entirely surprise me that we got at that point because there's some people making some pretty aggressive moves early, and with people saving and people behind not saving, it was kind of trending to have people run over one another on accident, and I think that was just kind of the situation there. I just went to the high side. I just rolled by and just continued to run at my pace at that point, and I think that probably saved me some tire wear, so I didn't have to go out and try to pass those guys. Which I want to race them, but we'll take it any way we can sometimes. So at that point, it was just a managing game, and obviously I didn't manage quite as good as Hayden or Zach did. Um, his last couple cautions kind of didn't help me either when we had such a big lead, but. Yeah, just we ended up out front and kind of just rolled with it and tried to keep the car underneath me the entire time.
Yeah, now you're able to do to a podium finish here. So overall, a great race for the 93. And we look ahead here at the future. Only 3 races left on the schedule. We got Rockingham, New Smyrna, and Hickory. What track are you looking forward to the most out of those 3?
Uh, hmm. I think in terms of pace, I think we'll be really good at Rockingham. We were good at Darlington last season. We were good at a lot of the bigger tracks with these cars, and just have had some unfortunate deals for those. Even Charlotte too. So I think Rockingham will be our best shot. We're good at keeping the tires underneath us, and that's going to be another one of those high tire wear spots. Um, I don't really know about the other two. Honestly, we're going to go into those kind of unknown. I think if they're anything like tonight was, where we're going to have to save some tires, I think we'll be pretty good. I know Hickory can be kind of tough to pass on sometimes, but if we're going to be saving tires with how rough that surface is, I think we'll be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I think that one would be another tire saver. And that one at Hickory, another 125 lappers. So I think going to be similar to tonight, let's say. Maybe not as crazy tire wear, but it's definitely going to be up there with that amount of laps.
Yeah, 125 laps in these things is always going to be tough on the tires, especially not having a set in the pits, and that kind of the longer races kind of are a little bit more of my strong suit, at least for what I'm used to racing. So we'll take the longer races. I enjoy them. There's a lot more driver strategy involved, and we can't just go out and full qualifying every lap. And I enjoy letting the rears hang out towards the end of the race, and I'm gonna enjoy that 125 lap race for sure when the time rolls around. But I know we're not in it for points at this point in time in the season, so we're just at that point just gonna go for wins. Uh, got some tough competition though, so we'll see how it goes.
Yep, for sure, man. And you're part of that tough competition, able to walk away up on the podium, Andrew. So before we let you go, my man, and celebrate this P number 3, we of course got to hand over the mic to you and have you thank who he got to thank, and that being sponsors, teammates, and anyone else you'd like to give a shout out to on the broadcast here.
Well, first and foremost, huge shout out to you, Brett, and the Turn 3 Racing Network. Always a good show to watch you guys when I can, either live or race replays. Huge shout out to Tanner and all the other admins for putting on this league, putting on this series. It's been a total blast, and I know we're coming up, I believe, on our 5-year anniversary at the start of next year. So it's been a lot of fun. It's always fun. Looking forward to coming back after our break. Huge thanks to both Postma Flooring and LaPlante Racing Products for coming aboard and supporting the Super Late Model Series as well as the Street Stock Series in the past. Without their support, we would probably not be running these races how we are. Huge shout out to all the fellow competitors out there. It's always a blast to race with these guys. Tonight was no exception to that. And last but certainly not least, huge shout out to all the fans that come out and support the broadcast, the league, us race car drivers, all the above. Without your guys' support, we wouldn't be able to be talking with you tonight.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. Well, Andrew, thank you for taking your time out your Wednesday night to be part of the racing action and to put on some of the show that all of us get to enjoy. So you, my man, have a good Thanksgiving, enjoy the off week, and we'll catch you in 2 weeks' time at The Rock.
Thank you, Brett.
Alrighty, folks, that was our third place finisher, the 93, the Payne Train, Andrew Payne. Now we head up to our runner-up finisher. It is the 35, the Purple People Eater. It is Hayden Swink. Hayden, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Brett, I got you. How's it going tonight?
Man, it's going pretty good. How are you feeling, my man, after 125 laps here at Five Flags?
I'm feeling pretty good. For being 16th, about halfway point. I think that went about as good as it could. Executed the game plan. I think the 44 just executed it a step earlier. So.
Yeah, and it seemed like this 35 machine had a lot of pace there late in this race, and I'm sure you love to see that caution when it came out. What was it, 16 to go or so, and you're able to get right to the back of the 93 and 44.
Yeah, that's what. It was like I could go past just about anybody I wanted to. It was just getting to them, driving up to them when not having a track position. That was the tricky part. So having those cautions there, but they were very timely. I'll just say that.
Yeah, that they were, and of course, some kind of green, white checkers, late race cautions. How were we feeling going through all those? Because these street stocks aren't the easiest cars to get up through the gears.
Yeah. That I wasn't feeling like super bad, like I was gonna miss a shift or lose a lot. I was just more concerned with keeping up with the 44, hopefully being able to stay to his outside. But I mean, he was just too good through the gears. Just could not keep up there.
Yeah, man, and I tell you what, a great showing though. Like you said, for a halfway point where you were to end up where you did, man, that was awesome to see. It seemed like some passes were able to be done on the top side once this track started wearing on out. Did you notice that as well?
Yeah. The top definitely kind of came in, and it was really great for getting passes done. But I mean, it was sort of a double-edged sword. If you spent too much time up there, you were probably going to be the one getting passed before too long.
Yeah, definitely tough on those tires. And Hayden, how do you kind of justify that of getting the race pace, but also trying to save those tires like you did so well tonight?
Yeah. I think it was just a matter of timing, really. I knew I've been in these races before, and I knew that people were going to be really falling off. So I wasn't afraid to go to the back there and save, and then just kind of wait on a timely caution to start picking my way through. I'd say I just waited just a tick too long. But if I was able to follow the 44 through the field, I think we would have been in a better spot. But still, hats off to Zach. He drove a heck of a race there.
Yeah, that he did, and same with you, my man, able to walk away with a P number 2. And with me being a big-time stat guy, I love to look at the stats, see what things are shaking out. Hayden, I don't know if you know, but you sit third overall with top 5 finishes. Now tonight, we'll notch on over to 91 top 5 finishes. Man, you seem like you're right there at the end of these when it counts.
Oh wow, that is a really interesting stat. Wow. I mean, I wish my win rate on those, the conversion was a little bit higher, but I mean, I think we're that's just kind of a testament to just really having that long run mindset and just being there at the end. That's if you're there enough times, we'll win one of these eventually.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, in the win column, you're not looking too bad either. 18 career wins, that puts you sixth overall, just 2 wins behind Tanner Tallarico. So some pretty good company as well.
Only two behind Tanner. Okay, now that's the goal. I got to find two before the end of the season here.
Yeah, and for sure. And we still got 3 races ahead of us in the street stocks. We head to Rockingham, then I believe it is New Smyrna. Then we head to I think we finish things off at Hickory. I know you're always a fan of Hickory, so what tracks are looking good to maybe pick up those 2 wins at?
Yeah, obviously Hickory is one of my favorite tracks on the surface, hands down. So definitely looking forward to that. But I mean, really, with the street stocks all season, I don't really think there was anywhere I could go and not win or not be competitive. So just excited to get a few more at bats, a few more tries at it the rest of the season, and we'll keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully we find ourselves in the right spot here before too long.
Yep, for sure, man. Right here tonight, you're one spot off, but yeah, with those top fives, man, that always puts you in contention. Anything could happen, and you could be right there to cap things on off. Well, Hayden, once again, congrats with the runner-up finish. Before we let you go, man, we're going to go hand over the mic to you and have you thank who you got to thank, whether sponsors, teammates, or anyone else you like to give a shout out to on the broadcast here.
Yeah. Just want to give a shout out to the whole league tonight. This is not an easy track. This is not a easy like race length to run. So like the fact that it was as clean as it was, the fact that we were able to just drive around people from 16th to second, have great battling all throughout the field. Just I mean, it was a great race. Huge thanks to the ASRC for continuing to putting this deal on. Postma Flooring and everybody else that keeps this series running. So LaPlante as well. Just really thankful to all of them, and excited to be back and finishing out the season strong with y'all.
All right, for sure, Hayden. We always love to see that 35 machine out on track, and we got to thank you, my man, for taking your time out of your Wednesday nights and being part of the show that all of us get to enjoy. So, Hayden, enjoy your off week, enjoy Thanksgiving, and we'll catch you in 2 weeks' time at the Rock.
Right back at you, Brett. We'll see you.
Alrighty, folks, that was our runner-up finisher, the 35 machine of Hayden Swank. Now we'll head up down to victory lane, try and get a good shot here of the 44. It is Zach Nichols down in victory lane once again. Zach, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yeah, we do.
Alrighty, man. If I could ask for a favor, could you just pull forward just like an inch here?
Oh, pull forward. How much? Oh,
just anything, just to flip around the camera. Perfect.
All right, there you go.
Alrighty, man. How we feeling? Able to sweep 5 flags and pick up the win here tonight after kind of a grueling 125 laps.
I mean, it feels pretty good. I wouldn't consider it like sweeping it because I didn't get the first feature of the super lights. Jaden had to steal that one from me in a dramatic fashion with a little photo finish. But yeah, the weekend was good, and yeah, tonight's race was very interesting with like having to save tires and whatnot. I was going about 3 to 4 tenths a lap slower than everybody that first 20 lap run, and then did the same thing the next run. So we definitely saved some tires, and were able to come home with it.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye on you going up through the field. We went to you a few times, and you had some cars beating down your back bumper. It seemed like even on lap 40 or so.
Yeah, I don't know. It was the Gravedigger car. I don't know if he was just trying to follow me or what, but like I felt like he was wearing out his tires more than saving them with how he was like driving behind me. But yeah, that's how she goes, and yeah, we were able to not get caught up in anything. We had to miss some wrecks, and yeah.
Yeah, close call there at one time through 3 and 4 with Dave Payton. I mean, we were watching it live, and it was like, man, those guys had to have some quick reaction times, and you were one of them to miss it. That was a close one for sure for you.
Yeah, luckily I had some teammates up in the top 10, and they said something about Zach, watch out. I'm pretty sure it was Zane that said that, and yeah, I just turned right as soon as I saw him. It was a clinch moment for sure.
Yeah, that it was. And speaking about those teammates, there towards the end with about, what was it, about 40 to go, you restarted in the top 5, but had a lot of teammates around you. How were you feeling then with Andrew Payne out in front?
Oh yeah, definitely felt good. I'm not sure what happened to Jimmy. I don't know if he just like burned his tires off or whatnot, but he was up there, and then I don't know where he ended up finishing. I don't think top 5, but he had a solid run going, and then yeah, we got to second, and we put our eyes on Andrew, and we're able to drive down or run him down and get around him.
Yeah, that you were. And then, of course, Zach, it couldn't be that easy. Some late race cautions. How were you feeling going up through the gears as well as kind of choosing inside or outside? Because after a while, it seemed like that outside lane, as these tires started to wear, started to become a little bit better. What was the thought process with the bottom?
I mean, I feel like if you're the leader, you always kind of want to pick the bottom, just because if you do get a good restart and you are a lead or ahead going into one, you can usually clear them off turn 2. But yeah, I wasn't really looking forward to those late race cautions. As you know, I'm not the cleanest of getting through the gears in here. I always miss the third to fourth shift, and luckily we were able to hit them all, and yeah, we were able to get it done.
Yeah, so able to get the job done 1 for 1 with this paint scheme. Of course, getting ready for that snowball derby in 2 weeks' time. And you, my man, already locked in. I don't know if you needed a provisional based on your pace, because here tonight, picking up the win as well as another pole, I think, you lead the stats in both those.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's always this league's a ton of fun. I mean, it's always fun to come out and race each week, and just the level of competition that's in it with like Ron and all the top guys in this thing. It's a ton of fun to come out to each week and yeah, put on a show.
Yeah, and that you did here tonight, Zach, going from the back to the front once again, able to do that now 2 weeks in a row. How we feeling at the rest of the tracks on the schedule? We got Rockingham in 2 weeks, then New Smyrna, then we finish things off at Hickory with yet another 125 lap or so. That one might be another big time tire saver.
I mean, Rockingham's always a hit or miss. It either can be gripped up and drafty, or it can be really real slippery and whatnot. But yeah, that one's always a hit or miss. Not the biggest fan of New Smyrna. We'll see how we do our how we fare out there, I guess. And I'm a fan of Hickory, so looking forward to that track.
Yeah, that one should be a good one. Another long race here, so it's another one going to be a right rear saver. And Zach, you're one of the best at doing that, especially with these street stocks. So, man, before we let you go and celebrate down in Victory Lane, we of course got to hand over the mic to you and have you thank who you got to thank, whether sponsors, teammates, and anyone else you like to give a shout out to on the broadcast here.
Yeah, I'd like to shout out my teammates. Matt Mazzalesi. He was having a great race and then just got driven through. But yeah, it sucks for him. But like to shout out Jimmy. Forget who else was. Zane was in the race, so I think that was it. I'm probably forgetting somebody. They're gonna yell at me, but like to shout them out. Shout you guys out for broadcasting. My dad's watching. Like to shout him out. My uncle Kenny's watching. Like to shout him out as well. Gotta thank the sponsors: RSS Mobile Trailer Repair, Carney's Complete Auto Service, R&M Towing, PSS&C. They help us a ton out on the real life stuff, and all the league admins for putting this whole deal on. It's fun to come out each week and put on a show.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. Well, Zach, thank you for taking your time out of the week to be a part of the show that all of us get to enjoy and see that 44 machine continue to chase checkered flags. Zach here, 35 career wins now. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, it's a ton of fun to come out each week and race with these group of guys. It's just fun. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, there's a lot of respect out here, and it's a fun league to be a part of.
For sure, man. It's always a good time. And like I said, thanks a bunch for being part of the show. So, Zach, you, my man, enjoy Thanksgiving, enjoy the off week, and we'll catch you in 2 weeks' time at The Rock.
Yep, you have a good Thanksgiving as well.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. That was our race winner, Zach Nichols, getting the job done here tonight. So let's head things on over trackside, get through the race results, get people set on their ways, and then we can, of course, get ready to enjoy the festive times of Thanksgiving. And like I said, be back in 2 weeks' time for the Rock. So Zach Nichols will pick up the win here tonight in the 44 machine. Hayden Swank in the 35 will finish second. Andrew Payne will round out the podium. Coming in fourth was Chuck Darling. Stephen Hoffman will round out the top 5. Jay Swank will finish in P number 6. Terrence Watson, he's able to come home in P number 7. 8th going to Tim Rogers, Jimmy Gauker in 9th, and Zane Cruz rounding out the top 10. Dave Payton will finish 11th. 12th goes to Pete Dillon. 13th is the 13 car of Zach Corer. 14th going to 41 of Caleb Ramsey. And AJ Cruz will finish P number 15. John Meester will finish in the 16th spot. 17th going to TJ Hassan. 18th is Anthony Danta. 19th going to Dominic Villeneuve. 20th going to Matt Modulewski. 21st is Ryan Hunt. 22nd, Kyle Mackey. 23rd is JT Batson. 24th is John Perriot. And that will do it here tonight. So we got to thank everyone tuning on in here tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you, whether a live viewer, a replay viewer. We appreciate everything, as well as the admins here at ASRC, as well as the partners with ASRC, that being LaPlante Racing Products, Boardwalk Subs, as well as Postma Flooring. So that will do it here tonight from Five Flags. Be sure to tune in 2 weeks' time as these drivers get ready to conquer the Rock. And yeah, everyone enjoy your Thanksgiving. Have some great food. I know I will as well. So that would do it. Turn 3 is partnered with Premier Setup Shops. If you want to find out more, you can find them with a link in the description. I'll take you on over there. And that link will actually tell them that Turn 3 sent you. So even if you don't want to buy anything, a click will go a long way as they continue to support us. So that would do it. I've been Brett the Jet in the booth with Turn 3 Racing Network. Everyone take care, stay safe, have a great week, have a great holiday. And I've been Brett the Jet in the booth, and I just flew by you. Have a good one.